Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and studies are going in full swing. Now, as your exam day approaches, the portion seems to be going bigger and bigger and the time lesser and lesser. So, sir, how do we manage these last few days, at least from the context of FR as well as AFM in our CA final? And what are the questions that we should focus on? What are the topics that we should focus on? Now, this is of exceeding importance because yes, you might have done your earlier revisions where you would have done everything. But as you did that, you realize it took a lot of time. And hence, as the exams approach, you need to narrow down and focus your preparation more on the important or your LDR, last day revision top questions, as well as the most important ones that you can probably try to practice on pen and paper or focus a little more. So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to share with you a very important file, which is considering the important or last day revision questions, which you should review on the last day, as well as the top questions based on our experience, what you should definitely do in depth. That is a super either 149 file for your FR or super 90 file for your AFM. So to whom does this apply? What are its contents? I'll just discuss this everything, and also we want to kind of share more such updates. So I'll just hold on to this for the end so you get complete clarity. So over here, what you try to do is you have two pages over here. One is for your FR. Your first page is towards your paper number 1, financial reporting, whereas the second one is for your AFM. Now let us start with FR first. Now FR overall, if you see, if you have done an exhaustive preparation, that has close to 1000 questions. Now agreed that we have a week or so before your FR paper, but covering everything can become a little tedious. So what we have tried to do is we have tried to identify questions which are the important or last day revision questions. Now over here, these are close to, if I'm not wrong, 359 questions. So this is approximately 1/3 of your overall course. So these are the absolute top questions that you should fully refer. Apart from that, for the other questions, if you have marked some certain important adjustments, you can do that. But these are non-negotiable questions that you should be referring before your exam. So that is 1/3 of your course kind of concised. Now, these question references are for whom? At least in this file, and we want to kind of work on more such files, but at least on this file, this is from our latest self-study books or our concept as well as question banks, which would be applicable to you if you have taken this after October 24, or our FR10 or FR10 regular or exam oriented batches, which were recorded in 2024-25. So these are the dates for which it is applicable. Now, sir, we either have an earlier batch for which over the course of this or latest next week, we will share a similar important question list, or we are studying from the institute material. If possible, I'll try to even compile a list which has the question references with the institute so that you can clearly, maybe some of them will be institute study material, some of them will be RTBs, MTBs or PYQs, past year questions. We'll try to reference that, but please give me some time. I'll try to do that at the earliest possible, maybe this or next week. But till that time, at least if you have this material, you can focus on these important questions. Now, this is your important question list for your FR, the last day revision, and you have then further kind of concise this another 50-60% to get to the super 149 questions. If possible, we'll share a separate file for these 149 questions exclusively. So irrespective of which material you have these questions in front of you. No matter which faculty you have taken, you have done self-study or you have done an earlier batch, you will be able to reference the most important questions at least in front of you. So these will be your super 149 questions. These are the important questions or last day revision questions that you should fully review the day before your exam as well. And super 149 questions are those questions that even when you're revising now and you might have very less time, you can at least focus on these questions. And if someone says, should I do pen and paper? Yes, but I can't do 1000 questions on pen and paper. So at least these top questions, if you can try and you can solve at least on rough on your calculator on pen and paper now, this can really help you because there is a fairly high probability of questions from this coming in your exam. Again, I will not go on to say that only this will come. Well, majority of what is there is likely. So if you're looking at even passing or exemption grade, most likely the questions from this will reappear. Having said that, if you have done a thorough preparation, you would have marked on your own as well. You would have marked important adjustments. You should review that. But if you are just out of time and you want a cheat sheet on and important questions. This will really help you in narrowing down that focus, where we have split this between our volume 1, volume 2 as well as volume 3 for our latest material. So this is something that we can help in your FR, which has close to 1000 odd questions. Then when you go to AFM, this has close to 550 or 500 to 600 odd questions. Again, what we have tried to do is we have tried to compile that list, which is made up and which is relevant for people who have bought the self-study books from 2024 onwards, or students who have taken the fast track batch in from October 24, the English batch or the Hindi English batch, whatever it is, and you can review that. For the earlier batches, again, we will share a separate list to the extent possible for at least the last 2 batches separately, and also if possible a referencing with the ICI material. But for that, just give me some time. Now over here, when you look at important or LDR questions, these are close to, I think, 194 or 195 questions. So again, your course becomes close to around 40% of your overall course. And then another super 90 questions where we try to concise this into even shorter top 90 questions that you should definitely, non-negotiable ones, practice, not just read. So over here, this can probably helping you in narrowing down your focus. Now what I would strongly recommend for you to do is probably print this out, and over here maybe this is as given by me, but again there's no one size fits all, right? So you might, while you are revising, find certain questions which you think that you want to review, because this is not something which has come very normally or naturally to you. You have had to think a little. So over here you can write down additional questions. So over here we are at 194 instead of 550. We are already at 194. Even if you add 20, 30, 40 questions more, you are still less than half of what you would have prepared. Even over here you are at 359. Even if you add 40-50 questions, you are still at 45% of your overall course. And don't just say that if this is there, this is it. Okay, this will definitely from our experience help, but every student is different in his own right. And I would strongly recommend that maybe you take a printout and just write down. So let us say, for example, in valuation of securities, you found, just thinking aloud, you found a question number 15 to be quite good, but it was not there over here. So might as well you can put this down as 15. And next to your book, you can just write down when you're revising an LDR question. So you have this one master sheet which you will refer the day before your AFM exam. In FR, it might help, but AFM, this is kind of very crucial, because reviewing 500 plus questions and the concepts and the theory on the day before your exam is a little bit of a superhuman effort to kind of pull off, and hence you need to have that narrowed down focus the day before your exam, so you exactly know that these are the things that I have to refer. Okay, so this is it from now. I hope this list helps. We'll be sharing this on our Telegram channel. The link for that is there in the description. And if you want any further updates or any such other important questions or important topics for ABC, please do kind of put that down in your comments, and I'll try to kind of put that out as well separately. So this is it from my end. Over to you. Keep on studying well, keep on pushing the limits, and no matter what has happened in the past, trust me, you have adequate time now. It is still not late, and with whatever time and resources you have, you definitely, with the right frame of mind, can kind of pull this off. So don't go into too much of self-doubting. It is very normal. Trust me, you are doubting yourself right now. Everyone around you may not say it in loud and clear terms, but everyone inside, there's a storm going on. You just have to weather the storm and ensure that you kind of put across one day at a time. You have close to 55 days remaining. One day at a time, put one foot forward of the other and come closer and closer to your target. Don't kind of think that I could not complete this. Don't kind of curse yourself. Well, what you have done is still a very commendable thing. And you still have time with you. You're not just sitting and listening to this a day before your exam. You still have adequate time with you, and you can do it. Trust yourself, give yourself confidence, and go for it with your best things possible. Okay. So I'll see you soon, and take care. Goodbye and good luck.